We're only half a week into the NHL season, but every Monday on this channel, we are going to discuss the top 5 teams according to Coach Ryan D. So let's go ahead and get into who we think are the way too early top 5 teams in the NHL right now, based on the first weeks of play from Wednesday to Sunday, today, Monday, October 17th. And every single week on Monday, we will be uploading our top 5 teams as well as our top 5 bottom teams. But this week, let's just keep it positive and start with the 5. Coming in at number 5 is the Boston Bruins. Record is 2-0 right now. They went into Washington. They won 5-2. They had a game against the Phoenix Coyotes. They won 6-3. Now, strength of schedule matters when we're talking about this, and a few of these teams have played the Coyotes on this list. I expect the Coyotes to win between 20 and 30 games this year, so it's one of those games you should win, but with the parity in the NHL, even the worst teams can upset the best teams, so it is key to get those wins against the bottom teams, almost more than it's key to get those wins against top teams, because if you lose one to a bottom team, that is games you shouldn't lose, and that's 2 points that puts you back in the standings. Taking a look at their best performers, it's David Pastrnak with 4 points. The unsigned David Pastrnak next year is still producing at an incredibly high level there for the Bruins. Welcome back, David Krejci, 4 points in 2 games as well, too. Looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Sometimes rest and recovery helps. And then Hampus Lindholm holding it down for no Matt Grzelcyk, no Charlie McAvoy. He comes in with a +3 and 2 points. You gotta love that. Now, we talk about Corsi and expected goals for on this channel. This is one of the best teams right now in the NHL for goals for, but the reason we talk about expected goals for is because that gives us a more accurate prediction or predictor of how they are playing and how they have played. Corsi right now is 52.34. It ranks right in the middle of the NHL, number 16. That's nothing to write home about, but what is their number 2 rank in expected goals for? 62.86%. This is a deadly team to start the season right now. We're going to grade their strength of opponent as a C, and it does matter in our top 5 rankings right now, but I have the Bruins at number 5, and there is a whole host of teams that are going to miss this list that are undefeated or 2-1 that may make your list. You let them know what they are down below. And while you're commenting down below, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. If you're not sure what to comment down below, drop an emoji. It helps spread the love of this channel. And if you want to talk to Coach Ryan D, jump into our Discord right now. Big shout out to all our members over there on the coaches staff. If you want to support the channel throughout the year, you can join anytime. Coming in at number 4 is the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm very shocked I have them on this list. Their strength of schedule only comes in at a C+, but they are 3-0, and you can't ignore 3-0. 2 road wins, one against LA and one against Seattle. I would say Seattle and Chicago are not the strongest teams to play against, but just like the Bruins, you got to beat these teams. 4-3 against the LA Kings. They won 2-1 against the Chicago Blackhawks, and they won 5-2 against the Seattle Kraken. Eichel is holding it down with 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. He looks awesome. Got to see him live a week and a half ago. Jonathan Marchessault, 3 goals. That's nothing to snub at. Goals are very important, but it's Thompson that comes in as, I think, the unheralded MVP right now of this team. A .947 save percentage and a 1.5 goals against average. I said that goaltending would be the crux of this team. It would cost them, but if they're going to put up numbers like that, and even backup Aiden Hill is looking good for this team could end up making the playoffs this year and blowing up my preseason rankings already. But hey, when you got the talent like the Knights do, it's not really that surprising. Their Corsi ranks 10 in the NHL at 54.38, and their expected goals for comes in at number 8 at 66.67. Nothing spectacular in the Corsi or the expected goals for, but this team is looking strong, starting off 3-0. Their strength coming in at number 3 is the Carolina Hurricanes. They're 2-0. They were in our top tier of our power rankings this year, and you know what? There's no reason to take them out of the top 5. Yes, it's Columbus. Yes, it's San Jose. Yes, the strength of opponent is a D for me, but again, you got to win these games. 4-1, they knock off Johnny Gaudreau and the Blue Jackets, and 2-1 going over to San Jose. San Jose may not be a great team this year, but when you're an East Coast team traveling 3 time zones all the way over to California, those are tough road trips, and the Carolina Hurricanes handled it. Watching the Hurricanes so far this season, they are doing exactly what I'd expect expect them to do. They're playing proper systematic hockey. They look very balanced. They look very poised. Freddie Anderson looks healthy. They have a Corsi number 1 in the NHL at 66.13. I think that's very important. And they come in at number 5 for expected goals for. This may be one of the best, if not the best teams in the NHL. They come in at number 3 for me. Number 2, you know what? It's the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I considered putting them number 1. They're 2-0 to start the season. They beat the Yotes 6-2, but they also beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, my favorite team this year, to again appear in the Stanley Cup Finals. 6-2 for the Pittsburgh Penguins over the Bolts. Sidney Crosby looks super strong for this team. 6 points. Rewind the clock. 24-year-old Crosby is back. 2 goals, 4 assists. Look, the guy never left. He's always been elite, and he's going to be in the top 5, top 6 of NHL players of all time by the time he is done in the league. If not, I've already got him there right now. Chris Letang also comes in as a major contributor to this team. 3 assists, 3 points. Tanger and Crosby are holding it down right now for Pittsburgh. Jake Gunsel comes in as well with 2 and 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Their Corsi ranks 3rd in the NHL at 59.38. Their expected goals for ranks number 1 at 70.19, and their strength of opponent, I'm giving a B. Yes, the Yotes would move it down to a D, but I would say you've got an A+ to A opponent in the Bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a B, especially because of their dominance over the Bolts. And number 1 for me is the Calgary Flames, 2-0, knocking off 2 of the better teams, if not the best teams in the NHL, in the Avalanche and in the Oilers. What a great start for the Flames. 5-3 over the Avs, 4-3 over the Oilers. Kadri and Mangiapane leading the way. Mangiapane with 2 points and +3. You gotta love that. Kadri 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. The UFA who signed in Calgary is already paying dividends. That strength down the middle, that 1-2-3 punch at center looks great. Their Corsi comes in at 56.05%. Their expected goals for is 60%. That's some of the best in the league. This is a very good team, had a very good start. So, yep, you got to beat the lower end teams in order to move up, but you also have to beat these elite higher end teams if you want to be a top tier team competing for the Stanley Cup this year, and that's exactly what the Flames have done. All right, that's my top 5 right now. You let me know your top 5 down below. There are so many teams that ended up getting snubbed. I know the Detroit Red Wings will be down there in the comments below. The New York Rangers, even though they went 2-1 and lost to the Jets, still looked really good over there in the East. There's a lot of strong teams over there in the West as well. We don't have a large enough sample size yet. And I know there's always that person. Let's wait for game 5. Let's wait for game 10. Let's wait for game 25. Let's wait for game 82. Let's look back 10 years ago. Look, that isn't what we come to YouTube for. We come to YouTube to talk about the nitty, the gritty, the now, and the projections. And that's exactly what this is going to be. So if you need more time to see your teams down below, that's just fine. But go ahead, drop that comment. You let me know how much time is enough time for you, and we'll catch you in the next one.